The 8 SMG4 villains have got to be one of the most evil villain syndicates I have ever seen. And I am not exaggerating when I say that every single member brings something completely different to the table. At first, I thought there were only 7 members, but I completely forgot about Shoutout, so we're actually dealing with 8 villains. And when you put all 8 of them together, you get one of the craziest villainous alliances imaginable. So let me explain each and every member of this evil syndicate. First up, we have Classic SMG3. This is the OG rival. Classic SMG3 has always had a major rivalry with SMG4, and he is constantly trying to prove that he is better than him. He's sneaky, competitive, manipulative, and determined to get one over on SMG4. What makes him perfect for this syndicate is that he represents rivalry and ambition. He's the kind of villain who can come up with schemes specifically designed to undermine his biggest enemy. Next up is Lawyer Kong. And this guy takes villainy in a completely different direction. Instead of simply fighting the heroes, he can use the law and legal technicalities against them. That's what makes him so dangerous and unusual. Imagine trying to defeat a villain, only for him to pull out a legal argument that completely changes the situation. Lawyer Kong represents authority being used as a weapon, and that's exactly why the heroes would want nothing to do with him. Then we have Francis. And oh boy, Francis is one of the most disturbing members of this entire syndicate. His obsession with anime goes way beyond being a normal fan. His actions involving Axel show just how selfish and dangerous he can become when he wants something. He was willing to exploit someone else to satisfy his own obsession, and that is a huge reason the heroes would despise him. Francis represents obsession taken to an extreme. Fourth is Marty. Marty is the greedy businessman of the group. He's motivated by personal gain and is willing to manipulate situations when there is something in it for him. He's the kind of person who sees an opportunity and immediately thinks about how he can profit from it. And that's what makes him so untrustworthy. Marty represents greed, selfishness, and betrayal. Fifth, we have Waluigi. And Waluigi brings something completely different to the syndicate: resentment and rage. His anger comes from feeling rejected and overlooked, and that anger eventually becomes a much bigger threat. He isn't simply angry for a few minutes. His resentment can build into something extremely destructive. Waluigi represents anger turning into chaos and destruction. But then we reach member number 6, SMG0. And this is where things go from dangerous to cosmically terrifying. SMG0 is connected to the much larger threat surrounding Zero and the Entity, which puts him on an entirely different level from many of the other villains. While Classic SMG3 has a personal rivalry and Marty wants personal gain, SMG0 is connected to a threat that can affect the entire world of the story. That's why SMG0 is one of the members that the heroes would absolutely have to take seriously. He represents cosmic-level danger, corruption, and destruction. Then we have Mr. WPNZ. Mr. WPNZ is the mysterious member of the group. And honestly, that makes him even more unsettling. When you have a villain whose motives and plans aren't completely obvious, the heroes can't easily predict what he's going to do next. He represents mystery, unpredictability, and scheming behind the scenes. And finally, we have Shoutout. Yes. I completely forgot him the first time around, which means the syndicate isn't 7 members anymore. It's 8. Shoutout brings an entirely different kind of villainy to the group. He's an extremely intimidating and powerful antagonist, and his presence alone makes the syndicate feel even more dangerous. While some members rely on manipulation, greed, obsession, or resentment, Shoutout represents overwhelming power and intimidation. And now let's put the complete syndicate together. Classic SMG3. The rival. Lawyer Kong. The legal manipulator. Francis. The obsessed villain. Marty. The greedy schemer. Waluigi. The resentful destroyer. SMG0. The cosmic threat. Mr. WPNZ. The mysterious schemer. And finally Sephiroth, the legendary menace. And that is why I think these 8 make such an absolutely insane villain syndicate. Think about the combination here. You've got rivalry, legal manipulation, obsession, greed, resentment, cosmic destruction, mystery, and overwhelming power all in one group. I don't know who likes those 8 SMG4 villains. But do you know who hates those 8 SMG4 villains? All the SMG4 heroes. Why? Every single member has a completely different reason for being a threat. SMG3 is coming after you because of rivalry. Lawyer Khan can turn the rules against you. Francis is willing to exploit others for his obsession. Marty wants to profit from everything. Waluigi can turn resentment into destruction. SMG0 represents a threat on a cosmic scale. Mr. WPNZ is unpredictable. And Sephiroth is the kind of opponent whose presence alone makes everyone realize that this is not going to be an ordinary battle. 8 villains. 8 different forms of evil. One absolutely insane SMG4 villain syndicate. And if these 8 villains ever truly work together, the SMG4 heroes would have their work cut out for them. So forget the 8 SMG4 villains. And forget the analog orange from Annoying Orange. The real Universal and Illumination and Nintendo's Super Mario Bros. Heroes are 10 million times better than the 8 SMG4 villains. End of rant.
So that concludes my rant. So my question for you guys is, what should I rant on next? Post your comments down below and I'll see you in the next rant. Bye!